I want to ask, like, because we, like, growing up, we had the problem of, like, our anime was, for example, on YouTube, and sometimes there would be, like, an episode or a part of an episode that wasn't uploaded. Right. What was it like for you, where you had to actually get physical VHS tapes? Did you have to, like, watch anime episodes out of order, or, like, if some episodes were available, you just get them anyway?
I think I mean, because the thing about that is it's much easier to delete things than, so that's why, like, something would get copyrighted or whatever. I don't know, whatever, someone's channel would go down.
Yeah.
But back then, like, everybody had, like, physical media. So it all, like, exists. Like, it's not going to disappear.
So as long as you didn't lose the physical tape.
As long as you had it, it's like, it's there, and you know that someone else has it. Like, they can just make a copy and send it to you. So
physically.
Yeah. And people would be because back then people were like hardcore into it, so they'd have a complete collection. That wasn't really an issue, no.
Right.
Okay.
Wow. If you wanted to see something, it was...
Was it expensive?
Oh man, I don't even know how much I've spent.
Like, right.
Because
people out here complaining about a $6 monthly subscription.
If I could pay that $6 a month back then for almost unlimited content, wow, that's
how much did you have so how much did you have to pay for like a single VHS tape then, or like if you wanted to watch an anime, a series, what would that cost?
Okay, so the best thing was when the Australian distributors like Madman and stuff started to make, because the Japanese discs would have like 2 or 3 episodes a disc, and it'd be like $60.
Yeah, it's like that to this day as well.
It is, right. I just don't get it. Whereas overseas, that's the best thing. Like America and other countries where they make, it's whole like the whole season on one thing. It's like that's how it should be, and it's still good quality and it's subtitled and everything. So, I mean, but I didn't really spend money on anything else. Like it was just. I didn't go.
That was just like,
you into drugs, son? Anime.
Didn't go drinking, didn't do any of that sort of stuff. Just anime.
You went from one expensive hobby to another, man.
So that makes me curious then. How did you, because obviously I've seen in your videos as well, you can speak Japanese, like, I mean, much better than me and Gon, like 100%. How did you, were you learning Japanese before you moved to Japan? And also, when did you move to Japan? And like, what made you do that?
So I used to work at a car magazine in Australia.
Okay.
But originally, what I did was went to university, didn't like that, studied.
Just that quick? You're like 2 lessons in, I'm done.
Look, it'd be like that. It do be like that.
I took a smoke break.
Yeah, just never came back. I was just like, it's like whatever. It's just something to do. I don't know what I want to do. And so I in the meantime, while I was doing that, I was studying animation.
All right.
Like actual, like physical with pieces of paper and so I was super hardcore into this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So, I had my own thing and I was doing like little test things or whatever. So then I started to learn 3D animation. And this is back when, if you heard of the program Maya.
Oh yeah.
Maya, this is like I was learning on like Maya 1.5 or something. Like original. It was running on IRIX boxes, which is a Silicon Graphics IRIX, which is like a Unix, proprietary Unix system. But this is all, and one box would be like $12,000.
Jesus.
Yeah, to learn on. So I learned this 3D software because I wanted to do animation. Like, that's what I liked.
Yeah.
And did that. Got jobs doing that, which paid really well back then because no one knew how to do it.
Very specialized.
Yeah, it was very. You had to be. You had to churn out content real quick. And so I was young. I was like 23 or 4 or something, and I'd go there in the morning and work hours and hours and nothing else to do, so I'd always get the work done, got paid really good, bought lots of anime, go home, watch anime. So it was good. So then I got kind of burned out on that. It wasn't what I'd imagined. It was a lot of like...
How long were you doing that for?
Probably about 5-6 years.
Oh wow.
It was good. But it's very high, the crunches and things like that. Like here, like they just shovel content. Here, do all this stuff, and you're like, this sucks, and you just sit there all day. But at the same time, I've got my headphones on, listening to Japanese lessons, listening to, because for some reason, like I think if you're doing creative work and language, it doesn't mix in your head.
Yeah.
I could sort of listen. Konnichiwa. Oh, Mr. Yamada-san. 久しぶりですね. お元気ですか? Like just again and again and again. So it just stuck while I'm doing that. So then got burned out on that. Came to Japan. I wanted to do anime stuff and car stuff.
Right.
How did you come here? Like, what was the process like? Did you get a...
No, I just a tourist.
Oh, just tourist. Okay.
Yeah, just as a tourist. I wanted to see car stuff. Wanted to see anime stuff. So I went to Akihabara. It was all in a notebook, all written out. No Google Maps. None of this. I didn't know what I was looking for.
So what year was this?
This is like 2005.
Oh my god.
Yeah. it was like not. I was blind.
Yeah.
I had two friends who'd been to Japan. One who'd done car stuff. One he'd sort of gone to Akihabara.
Yeah.
So he's like drawing me hand-drawn maps of like, okay, so this is the Laux building, and if you turn this way, there's the bridge, and you walk that way because that's where all the stuff is. Like, okay, because I didn't have any friends who wanted to do car stuff and anime stuff, so I was by myself. So you've done the same thing, I'm sure. You burn yourself out. You get up in the morning, you go do stuff all day. You don't eat, you don't drink. You just do more of this sort of stuff. You go back to the hotel, fall asleep, wake up, just do it again. So I go out again and went up to ABC Circuit by myself. And
You went all the way to Fukushima by yourself?
Drove there or
no? I took the train.
Okay.
I was blind. A friend of mine who worked at a magazine. Actually, he's a friend of a friend. He worked at a magazine, and I just said he sort of knew who I was, so I messaged him I emailed him, said, "Hey, can you tell me how to get to ABC Circuit?" He said, "Just go to Nihonmatsu Station and just get in a taxi and just say ABC Circuit." I'm like, okay. He said, "Oh, are you going there?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Oh, can you write an article about the event for the magazine?" Yeah. So I've got my mum's little Panasonic like digital camera, 32 megabyte memory card, not gigabyte, megabyte. Right. So I go up there, I see the event, just blows my mind. All this cool stuff. It was a big competition, which I now do the commentary for, which is kind of cool.
That's full circle.
Yeah. So go back, I write this article, and I was like, "Oh, that was really good." And then a few weeks, about a month later, they're like, "Do you want a job?" Yes, I'm sick of doing 3D. I hate it. Yeah. So I started working in the magazine, and every chance I could, I come to Japan. And this is how we did it. This is how people have to remember this sort of stuff. You somehow make money when you come here.
Right.
If you can. Like people do that by like making YouTube videos and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
So what I did was I would come here, I'd go do car stuff, I'd take photos of it, write articles, go back, and I'd get paid for going on holiday.
Right.
It's a double win.
Yeah, right. It's like this is perfect.
I have gamed the system.
Right? So I thought, okay, I've got this figured out. And it got to the point where literally everyone I knew was like, "Lexi, just shut the fuck up and go live there." That's all you talk about. Oh, like my car friends, everyone's like, "Alexi's Japan this, Japan." Well, in Japan they do this, in Japan they do that. So just go. I said, "Okay, fine, I will." So working holiday visa. Right. 18 months. Okay, I'm gonna quit everything, sell everything. I'm gonna live there for a year and a half. If it works out, I've had a good holiday, I can just shut up about it and get it out of my system.
Yeah.
If not, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So came here and just did the same thing. Just went around shooting articles, writing things, selling them to magazines, selling them to all around the world in English, and it just sort of built up from there. So like taking photos. Oh, look at these cool random photos I've taken of this cool stuff. I'll make a WordPress blog, which is what everybody did back then.
Yeah.
This is like 2008.
Yeah.
Okay, WordPress blog. Then at the same time, so that became a popular thing. Then this is really cool. I've got this little Sony vloggy camera. It only shoots.
I think I have the exact
Yeah,
same
same one?
camera. Yeah.
So like, let's just shoot this car doing something cool because it looks, it's moving, it's making noise.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Cars do that. Cars do
Yeah,
that.
they do that, right? That's what makes them cool.
Was it the old like Sony handycams?
It was a tiny little one.
Oh, okay.
So shoot all that, and then that goes on YouTube. Well, that becomes more popular. Magazines aren't popular. They don't make any money anymore. They don't want to pay $800,000 for a big article these days anymore.
Right.
Okay, YouTube pays money. Let's do YouTube, and it's just sort of snowballed from there.